I hear it all day. They're like, we didn't see anything. But round 2, sometimes people really, because now you've put them on alert and you're like, right. And now they're coming out to fight. And so round 2, they're usually.
I feel like mine can fight pretty hard. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I run off diesel fuel most of the time.
You were hanging in a poop pool. So they're chilling in there, right? They're like, we're going to hold on to all of what he's got.
Welcome back to the Take It Outside podcast. I'm your host, Sam Mackey, and my co-host, Jay Cutler, could not be here today, but this is the podcast where we talk about all things outdoors and just getting outside in general where life happens. And today we're going to talk about some worms and some parasites and hopefully gross everyone out. Today's guest is Kim Rogers, the founder of RogersHood Apothecary. You might know her from online as the Worm Queen. After 20 years of working inside Western medicine, Kim hit her own health wall with endometriosis, parasite, Lyme, and mold. She pivoted hard, built her own line of herbal cleanses, and launched the Parafly kit that went viral. Her team manufactures in Arkansas, uses organic wild foraged ingredients, and says they third-party test for heavy metals, parasites, and microbes. I'm actually in the middle of her anti-parasite cleanse right now, so I have some questions, Kim. I have some questions.
Oh my gosh.
But
I'm
welcome.
So
Thank
excited.
you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me in that great introduction.
Thank you. So before we get going, I just want to know, where are you from?
Well, we live in Seattle, but originally I'm from California, South Dakota area.
California, South Dakota area?
Yeah. My dad was a colonel in nuclear missiles.
Yeah.
And so he was in California and then he was in South Dakota.
Yeah. So you guys lived in like the Black Hills?
Yeah,
out
we
there.
lived in the Black Hills.
What Air Force base is out there?
Ellsworth.
That's it.
Yeah.
And whereabouts in California?
Vandenberg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the Bay Area.
Yeah. Whereabouts in the Bay Area?
San Francisco, Fremont area.
Yeah. I grew up in Nevada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then moved to Seattle my senior year of high school, where I lived on Bainbridge Island. My dad was in the Coast Guard. And then my wife's in-laws are from South Dakota, and I have land in the Black Hills.
Wow.
Look at us.
Look at us. Look at us.
All right.
Yeah.
So you live in Seattle now.
Yeah, we live in Seattle now.
How long have you lived
there? We've lived there 10 years. My husband's from Nevada. That's where we met. And we actually just bought 116 acres of ranch land.
In Nevada?
Yeah, outside of Lake Tahoe.
You're living pretty free out there in Nevada.
Yeah,
you got
we
machine
love
guns and shit.
Uh-huh. Yeah. My dad is very much into all of that.
All
Yeah,
right.
he teaches concealed out there.
Okay,
so
cool.
he's been doing that for like 20 years. And yeah, we love it. So we're moving back there in January. We're excited.
Where'd you do most of your growing up? And what type of Western medicine did you get involved in and how?
I grew up mostly in South Dakota.
Okay.
And then I kind of traveled around. I lived in like 8 states and 56 cities. I really like to move. And my Western medicine training was mostly in Utah and Nevada.
You say Western medicine. What's that mean?
Well, it's like synthetic drugs and stick by the book, don't go outside of the lines and make sure that you stay within the protocols.
Were you a nurse, MD? Like, how did you study Western medicine? I'm curious about this.
I was a licensed medical specialist, so I helped things like neurology and endocrinology. Those were my specialties.
Got it.
I worked in the ER, urgent care. I ran 25 medical colleges, and I was a professor at night. I have 2 healthcare degrees. I was valedictorian in both of those degrees. And then I started authoring medical books for education purposes with big companies like Pearson and Cengage and McGraw-Hill. And then I would go on advisory boards and I would help people understand how to run a college and then also understand how to do like national certification testing.
So you're the real deal.
I'm the real deal.
I love it.
I worked really hard in my career.
Okay.
And then I got really sick.
Really?
Pretty fast.
Okay.
I declined real fast in 2019.
So walk me through that.
I worked a lot. So I think that contributed to it. And I had some stressful events happen, which is now knowing that stressful events can trigger any sort of environmental toxin like worms in your body when you're exposed to mold. And also exposed to them in our water, which is what happened. So we bought a piece of recreational property in 2016 in Hoodsport, Washington, where we decided to build a log home, just the 2 of us, which it's done, by the way. So in the midst of all of this, we were in the middle of building a log home with our bare hands. And it was like 1,800 square feet. So it wasn't a small home. and our water was contaminated. That was really like the last straw for my health.
I want to digress one bit. There's a question I want to ask. Did you play sports growing up?
I snowboarded and I was a roller derby girl.
Oh, all right. All right. Okay, cool. I'm just real curious about that. And I just want to know if you played sports in college as well or
No, I just studied a lot.
Okay.
I did a lot of schooling.
All right. So you're building a log cabin. You're drinking water.
Worm water
out of the creek, and you get beaver fever. Right? Beaver fever. That's a thing.
It is. It's a thing.
What's the real name for it?
I'm not sure. I think it's called beaver fever. It's probably a parasite. Now I have to go look it up.
Okay. I'll think of the real name for it.
Okay.
Okay. So you're building a log cabin.
Yeah.
You're drinking the water out of the creek, and you get beaver fever. Story of my life.
I mean, you ate meat off the side of the road. So
what's that?
You ate meat off the side of the road. You're like, I'm going to drink the beaver fever creek water.
I'll get into my street meat stories. I'm drinking some gross water. I'll get into that in a second. So you develop a parasite and your health starts to decline.
Right. So in 2019, my husband and I were trying to figure out what was wrong with me. I had 13 surgeries, a hysterectomy when I was 29, and 5 surgeries after. So total of my life, I've had 13 surgeries.
What were the surgeries for on?
They go in and clean you out when you have endometriosis. So they would clean me out and then they would come back and develop again. They'd go back in 2 years later and then they would go in and they'd clean out all the scar tissue. And
do
then
they disembowel you? Or what do you mean by clean you out?
Well, they go in like a laparoscopic surgery and then they would like cut certain things out of your tissue inside of your abdomen where endometriosis grows. And so after my hysterectomy, it still didn't stop endometriosis from growing. And then I started creating like scar tissue.
What is endometriosis?
It's where the lining of your uterus sheds inward instead of outward. And then it creates adhesions inside of your abdomen and it can be all over your body. It was on my lungs. I had a spot on my brain. Now, knowing what I know, it's possible it wasn't just endometriosis, right? I had parasites, mold, and now I know I have Lyme. So all of those things are a contributing factor to where my health started declining in 2019. But none of my healthcare practitioners could help me. I had a surgical team. I had a doctor team. I mean, I had like 6 people on my team helping me. And no one could figure out why I was declining so rapidly. I stopped going to the bathroom. And that's a big indication when you're constipated that something's going on with you.
So what'd you do?
In 2019, we exited out of life. Basically, we sold everything. We both quit our careers and we went out to our land to build our log home and to figure out what was wrong with me. My husband paused our log home build to grow us mushrooms because I know sometimes mushrooms can trigger you to go to the bathroom, which was a huge thing. I also was trying to get off of Klonopin, which is a benzodiazepine, after I'd been on it for 22 years. So we realized that I could do that if he helped me with mushrooms. So he grew mushrooms for us. He learned how to grow
mushrooms?
Lion's mane, psilocybin, and turkey tail, maitake, reishi. I was just getting them all in. He was, it takes a while to grow mushrooms. It's not just an overnight thing. So he learned how to do that. And then I slowly started getting a little bit better. I went from not being able to walk and not being able to like function as a human being and just being in my chair all day to like really kind of starting to come back after around a year. But I still wasn't at the optimal level I wanted to be at. And I lived in Seattle, so it was really difficult in 2020 to get healthcare unless you followed the 2020 guidelines, which I wasn't. So then we really started to kind of dig in even more of what else was going on with me. And in 2021, I came across a video on TikTok where she said she almost unalived herself over worms and showed a product. And I immediately bought that product. I tried it, and within 3 days, I saw roundworm flukes and pinworms. In the toilet.
I'm gonna get into these pinworms here in a second because my boy Jason over here has a couple questions about pinworms that came up this morning. But first, where'd you learn the verbiage "unalived" herself?
Well, on TikTok, you're not allowed to say "kill," "die," those words get you censored and removed. So we say
I've only heard
unalived.
it in a different setting when people talk about unaliving people.
Yeah.
And it's just, or the old dirt nap, taking the air out of them.
Yeah.
But
censorship is real.
Yeah.
I'm very censored. I'm very
Really?
censored. Oh, yeah. When
Why?
I went viral in July of 2021, 1 million people in 2 hours watched my video, 10 million total on that particular video. And at one point, I had 40 to 50 million people watching my TikTok account. I have around 588,000 followers over there. Unfortunately, it's now down to 1 to 2 million a month. And my content hasn't changed. It's actually gotten better.
Shadow banned.
Yeah, and then I also changed the guidelines.
Yeah.
So in the guidelines, there's a fine print that says you're not allowed to talk about parasite cleansing, and I changed those. Sorry, parasite cleansing people.
So, I'm familiar with shadow banning because it's happened to Jay's account because of hunting. Right?
Yep.
And so why would they shadow ban parasites?
Well, I'm talking about natural wellness. I'm talking about how you can use plant
Going
medicine.
against big pharma,
Totally.
so on and so forth.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, just in me particularly, I don't have surgeries anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I've healed my body and I'm talking about it. And that is that can be threatening, like where I'm showing other ways to do things. I'm showing scientific
Heaven forbid
proof.
if it's natural, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean,
Right.
you can go out and find some of these herbs and then, you can't buy it, right? You're not buying anything from society then when you can go out and forage herbs.
This podcast was brought to you by Outsider. Check us out at www.outsider.com. Outsider is an outdoor lifestyle brand owned and operated by me, retired Navy SEAL Sam Mackey, and my dear friend and former NFL quarterback Jay Cutler. At Outsider, we encourage everyone to get outside and enjoy all that life has to offer. Head over to outsider.com to check out our unique patent-pending drinkware. Outsider's drinkware can be customized with your personal or business logo. Go to outsider.com, upload your logo, and we will send you visual proofs and great wholesale pricing. And don't forget, get outside and enjoy all that life has to offer.
So you bought your first cleansing kit.
Yeah,
right?
it was just
Off
one
TikTok.
tincture.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't even
was
a whole
one what?
kit. It was just a tincture, which is what we use now.
Okay.
So it was just parasite. It was just a parasite cleanse. It wasn't a full kit. And I've never been in this world before, 2021. Right. I'm from Western medicine where we don't know what a binder is. You use charcoal when someone has overdosed or it has alcohol poisoning, not as a little microdose in order to have stuff bind to remove out of your body. So all of this was foreign to me. I was reading all the comments. I had lots of farmers and lots of ranchers. At that time, I had a 10,000 following at the time on my account, and I was a homesteader because we were building. And so I had all of these homesteaders coming in and being like, you got to do this, you got to do that, grab this, try this. So I was doing it, right? And I was going viral. So I had companies sending me things that I was trying, and I did it was Paragard. So I did that, and it ripped us up. I mean, it was just, we had them coming out of our skin.
What?
Yeah, I had them out of my urine. Like, it was wild. It was because we weren't binding.
So you had parasites coming out of your skin. What does that look like?
Actually, I just got a video of a friend who just had one come out of her leg, and it just
Can you send us that video so we post it in this thing?
I sure can. It's so good. I had them come out of my feet in a fulvic, and I have that on video. I've documented everything from the day I started doing this.
All right.
Yeah, it's wild.
Send us some of those videos, and we're going to overlap them in here.
Yeah, I mean, they just come out, right? Because your skin is an exit point, and if your pathways aren't open, which is what I've learned, then they'll come out however they can because you've made your body inhospitable with the herbs.
Okay, so how big are these worms we're talking about that come out of your skin?
They can be any size.
And you could see them? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see them.
So back to Jason's question.
Pinworms.
What's the biggest?
The biggest worm you've ever seen come out of a human?
Oh, maybe a couple feet.
A couple feet?
Yeah, I have like 25,000 pictures on my phone.
How big in diameter?
Like this thick. Well, like, this size.
So we're talking like a sea cucumber coming out of a human being.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're like alien looking monsters. They're crazy looking. They're nuts. And when I get one, I mean, I've never seen the same one every day. And I see them all day. I get people sending them to us all day. When you come work for RogersHood, you have to be okay with seeing poop and seeing worms. It's like a question that we ask. I mean, it's really, because I come from medical. So for me, this is like, why is this such a big deal? But I understand because most people don't think this way, right? And we're trying to change that thought process that we all actually do have parasites at some point in our life. And unless you go in and you cleanse with parasite cleanse, which you have to do that. Other countries do it. I don't know why we aren't doing it. There's 3 big countries that are under Western medicine. It's us, Canada, and Australia, because I ship to them. That's like our 3 top countries. So it's just kind of a crazy scenario to me as a medical professional that this isn't taught, right? That this isn't something that we're aware of and that we totally understand, and there isn't good testing. I mean, that's really a big thing. Everyone asks me, do you have to test? And you don't. And that's why I made this such an easy, an inexpensive option for you to go in and have sovereignty in order for you to be able to cleanse 3 to 4 times a year or more if you want. But it's crazy. I mean, this is real, you know.
That's what I'm doing.
It's so crazy.
And, I'll get into, the kit and everything that I'm doing here in a bit. But you mentioned, your following was primarily ranchers, homesteaders, so on and so forth. Ivermectin.
Right.
Was it probably one of the first ones you tried?
No.
Or you have never tried it?
No, I've tried it.
Oh, yeah.
No, I've tried it.
What are your thoughts on it?
Well, we used to use ivermectin for lice in the field. We would have them put a little on their hand, and then it would just instantly, because lice is a parasite. Parasite, by definition, is anything that feeds off the host, or in Latin terms, an unwanted dinner guest.
Okay.
Yeah, gross. So ivermectin is good for specific worms, physical worms. A lot of us have issues with Giardia, D. fragilis, and crypto, which are protozoas, which are parasites that are microscopic. So that's the difference when you're taking a synthetic like ivermectin, which, that's all the rage, which is wild because it only helps around 5 worms. And it'll actually disrupt other worms that either are living inside of those worms or that have never going to bother you, but you've disrupted them inside of your microbiome. And now they're a problem. And Iver's not going to go in and actually help that. So pinworms specifically, you can take Iver and then have the itchiest butt ever. And it's because you've disrupted pinworms, and Iver doesn't rid pinworms. It's a different frequency.
And now they're just all wound up.
Right. And they didn't bind. So I'm hearing all of these things. I mean, for 4 years, I said ivermectin got banned. So it's kind of a weird thing that I'm allowed to say it in other aspects because ivermectin is one of those words that AI hears and censors. So I say Iver.
Really?
Just so you know.
So I did my own, ivermectin cleanse. Earlier on in the year, and I did something to the effect of like 3 milliliters, because it's based off your weight, or like 2.5 milliliters, or a full syringe. And I did that once a day for, I think, 2 weeks, and then stopped for 2 weeks and did it again for 2 weeks. And then now I'll do it like once a month or something like that. And the reason being, is one, I heard it gets rid of COVID. Right. And I don't even know if COVID's a real thing. I don't think it is. Whatever. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. But common colds and all sorts of stuff like that. My aunt, she lives in the Black Hills of South Dakota. She takes it anytime she feels the symptoms of a cold or anything coming on. And I think it's more of an old farmer, hack, if you will. But what about its validity of it beating the common cold and things of that nature? Is there any truth behind that?
Well, it's helping break down mucus.
Yeah.
And these things live in mucus. And it's still an anti-parasitic, but it will have other helpful tools, right, that you're using. So it's not just a horse dewormer or the synthetic version of it is just ivermectin, right? So it still has other benefits. But when you take it, the main benefit is an antiparasitic. So you still have to bind.
Okay.
And when you take it, you should follow up with an herbal cleanse like Parasite. And I did this specifically because I researched Ivor so much.
Yeah.
And I did it myself, and I didn't have a really great experience because I have Epstein-Barr virus, and it actually can cause that to be triggered. And so I did it in a different way, but I realized that when you bring in general antiparasitics like wormwood and Oregon grapefruit, which is what I brought in with the Parasite kit, and also clove, which helps remove, and black walnut hull, which helps remove eggs, Ivor's not doing all of that. So you can do all of that, but then you got to come up behind it and do a Parasite cleanse with a binder. But you always should bind if you're taking an antiparasitic. And that's something Western medicine has lost in translation.
And the binder is the charcoal.
Yeah. So in our case, it's Cinnabon right now, which is what we have in all of our kits. So it's coconut activated charcoal and Ceylon cinnamon, but you can also do clay, so bentonite clay. Fulvic is a really good binder. Anything that is a negatively charged herb that's going to bind to the positively charged toxin and help remove it out of your body. Because what's happening is when you go in with Ivor or any antiparasitic, it's killing off, right? But those things are holding other parasites, spores, heavy metals, viruses, and other toxins that are stored inside of them. They can hold 6 to 8 times their weight in that type of stuff, and they can absorb 90% of your nutrients. But when you go in and you off them, they're going to dump all of those things inside of your body. So your body's trying to protect itself that's not getting reabsorbed, but you can make it simple on your body and help your body out by doing a binder and pushing it out. So I'm not against doing synthetics. I do synthetics a few times a year because we were so infested.
Yeah, I think I used the synthetic. It was the liquid one, and I just use a draw needle and pull it out, and squirt it in a shot glass, put a little orange juice in it. Okay. Yeah, but it's the injectable one, right? The synthetic. That's the Ivor that I took.
Okay.
Is that
I
kosher?
mean,
Because I see the cream too, and people.
Yeah.
And I just rather drink it than I forget. I don't know if you eat the cream or what you do with it, but
you can put it. They use it for rosacea. So if you have rosacea, you can put it on your face, and so it'll help because rosacea is a parasite. Normally, it's like a different mite, but it's also coming from internal, and so ivermectin paste will actually help with the rosacea.
So I've been told I have rosacea, and when I still have them, the little bumps on the back of your arm. One of my daughters has them too. What are these?
Parasites.
Really?
Yeah, they're from internal. So the cleanse will actually help with that.
Yeah.
Skin is one of our biggest, amazing things that I've seen since getting the Parasite cleanse out. And I had issues with my skin, and I have beautiful skin. I've always had beautiful skin. And then I went through a period where I could not heal certain bumps on my face, and I had them come out my face. So I thought it was a zit, and it wasn't. It moved. And I'm like, okay, this is wild. And so that's really what made me start looking into something else is wrong with me when I was at my sickest.
Got it.
Because I had stuff coming out of my skin. I'm like, this is wild. So it all comes from inside. And when you're able to go in and flush out these toxins, your skin will show it.
So you mentioned woodworm.
Wormwood.
Wormwood. Is that the same thing that's in absinthe?
Yeah. But
Really?
it's just processed differently.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just processed a little differently.
I haven't heard that anywhere else besides, I was in, I think, Prague with one of my good buddies circa like 05. And, if you drink a bottle of absinthe, and you can only get the real absinthe in Spain and I think Prague and somewhere else, you'll lose your mind because all the wormwood in it is a hallucinogen. Well, and I drank a whole bottle of it, just got drunk and went to bed. You
put your worms to sleep.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, maybe they're really not like going crazy because of the absinthe. Maybe they're just going crazy because they're killing off worms from the wormwood from the absinthe.
Maybe I was doing my first cleanse and didn't even know it.
Didn't even know it.
So you do these, their natural remedy cleanses. You go through ivermectin. When did you start your own, or the process of making your own deworming kits, and how did that come about?
I went viral in July of 2021, and by December 19th of 2021, we had our first sales, and we sold 500 kits the first hour.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was crazy, amazing. Yeah.
That's its own high right there.
It was. It was so great because I was talking about other people's products. And about a month after I went viral, I started thinking, well, why can't I make my own product? Well, we were in a travel trailer building our log home, and I was still pretty ill.
Yeah.
So I came in contact with, which is now one of my really good friends and also my business partner, Erica, and she lives in Jonesboro. So she runs our production facility in Jonesboro. But I was researching some of the products I was talking about, and here I'm trying to get myself healthy, and some of these products would not give me information about their natural ingredients or why they were using caramel coloring. When you can soak the herbs, and I don't need color.
Yeah.
I just want the herbs to be genuine, and it's because they use a lab or they didn't want to give me the information, and I just was not wanting to pass that on to my community any longer. So I started looking at how herbs were made, and I just used the same logic that I did when I was in pharmacy as herbs. And then I just used my training in order for me to help me and my husband. And it was becoming a little complicated, right? You got to buy this product and you got to pair it with this product. And I was spending all day showing everyone all these different products. And I thought, well, why can't I just put it all in a nice kit?
Yeah.
And then I can just say, take this. And when I was watching my husband struggle a little, I thought, I'm going to make this as easy as possible. Tinctures are the most readily available. They get right into your bloodstream. They work instantly. They're not fighting with your stomach and stomach acid. You can take them with or without food. I mean, bam, done. They absorb, finished, right? Why not do parasites, worms? We all have candida. It's an overgrowth of yeast. So when it gets out of control, it becomes a parasite. And so I wanted to mitigate that because I had terrible candida with it. And then, well, we have heavy metals. I mean, we're exposed every day. They weight them down. So if you go in and you take something that's a heavy metal detox, you're literally going to see worms because they've released the heavy metals out of the worms, but now you don't have anything to push the worms out, right? And then if they do feel like it's an inhospitable situation, they're going to lay eggs and then they leave. Now you got to deal with their young, and they're harder to work with. They're harder to rid. So, and then you got to bind. So, I mean, there were so many things after, a month of talking about it every day. I really started to get down in. I ordered a lot of herb books. I went outside. I was living in outskirts of a rainforest, and we live on the outside of the Hoh rainforest. That's where our log home is. And I would look around and I'd see Oregon graperoot on my property and usnea hanging down and lungwort lichen, which breaks the biofilm that is around toxins like this. And I'm like, I wonder if they know, right? The Native Americans, or what else can I find that will help me understand herbs? And I just started studying.
Okay. And then you developed the kit. So you studied, you got it developed, you got it locked in. The first time that you did this, your full cleanse from your product, how did that go?
Awesome. It felt great. I didn't have anything coming out of my skin. I didn't end up with candida, because sometimes if you do a parasite cleanse and you don't bring in a candida herb with it, you can end up with candida because they all live together, but you didn't remove its friend, right? You didn't remove all of them at the same time. And so I felt great. I loved it. I loved having the simplicity of it all. I watched my husband do it, and he does it all the time as well. It was awesome. It was awesome to see, and it was really great to be able to do it myself.
So I started this Tuesday morning.
Okay.
Right. And I got this kit maybe 3-4 weeks ago, but I went elk hunting for a couple weeks, then came home for a day. Then the family and I went to Spain and Paris, and got home Sunday night. So I think I started this Monday or Tuesday. I think Tuesday. And one thing I do feel less bloated already, right? And in full transparency, Jason and I went out and had some beers on Tuesday evening. And the day I started this, and I didn't wake up with, I've been drinking puffy face.
Nice.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And so I do feel less bloated. However, I was hesitant to take this, right? Okay. Because I've watched some of your videos, and main video I watch was that I was a little concerned about, and this is weird how my feeble little brain works, right? But I think, I'm 41 and I'm sure I have a lot of parasites, and I think we just got shit figured out together, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like me and my parasites are working, right?
It's the truth.
And we're driving, we're firing on all cylinders.
That's
I feel
right.
pretty good most of the time. So I'm like, what if I do this cleanse and it changes me?
It will, in a good way. It will.
That's what I'm hoping for, Kim,
in such a good way. Like just the little inflammation. Okay, just the fact that you could go drink a beer and the next morning you didn't have the puffy face. I mean, isn't that worth just that?
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Like you just like drink it, you take some of it and then you go have a beer or two and you come back and you're like, I mean, I can do this and this and still drink with no problems.
That's that was one of my main concerns. Like, well, can you drink when doing this? Can you because I don't want to stop my life for something, right? For 30 days.
There is a situation where I do say, hey, you shouldn't drink, no meat, no. Yeah. But reality is that I want you to take these herbs, right? That's the whole reality of this. And I feel like when people hear 30 days, that's a really long time, but really a lot of other cleanses are a lot longer and a lot more strict. Yeah. And it doesn't really have to do with the herbs aren't going to work. They're still going to work. It's still getting them in 3 times a day. Just take it and then live your life. Yeah. Because they're going to get in there. It's just a matter of how strict you want to be, how much you want to get out of it, but it's not going to hurt the cleanse. That's, I think, because Western medicine has somewhat indoctrinated us to think that if you do this, this won't work. That's not the case with herbs. Got it. Herbs 100% get in there, and especially in a tincture form like this, which we soak those herbs for 5 to 8 weeks, like our ancestors did, and then we process them with a tea, and we make it all ourselves. And so the way that we pull and extract the medicine out of those herbs, they're going to get in your body, and they're going to work. Got it. It's just how much do you want to get out of the cleanse? So I like to tell people, be as strict as you can to do the best that you can, but this isn't like you don't have to change your life. You can still take all of the same things you're doing, but if you're on chemo meds, blood thinners, under the age of 3, definitely not pregnant, and breastfeeding. Those are our 5 restrictions, and it's not us. It has to do with wormwood and Oregon grapefruit. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the most appealing things about it is I don't have to change my lifestyle for 30 days to do this de-cleansing part. But I also think I'm probably a perfect subject because I've been all over the world, and there's not a food that I don't eat, right? I've eaten street meat in Uganda and Somalia. I've eaten, feet bread in Afghanistan. I'm drinking chai with Bedouins out of their glasses and eating their little beef jerky stuff. Like I've eaten everything. And I didn't think about this until just now. I fell in a shit creek one time too. In Afghanistan, we're crossing the highway. Really long story short, I look right, and there's a car coming. I get blinded because I was wearing night vision, and I look forward. But before I looked right, I saw my buddy in front of me. I just ran in that direction. Well, as soon as I got across the road, there's a real steep embankment, and I didn't see it. I was just running, and it was a shit creek, and I fell into that up to about my push to talks or my chest level, and then had to wait till the sun come up, and then we were in a sniper hide, and I spent all day flicking poop off myself, right? So not the most ideal situation by any means. I use my water to wash out my mags and wash my hands, but so I assume that's not the healthiest place to be, right?
Probably not. Yeah. Probably not.
So, but it goes back to like me and my worms, we're at peace right now, right? Yeah. And now we're going to war. So now I got to get them all out.
That's right.
And I brought the whole kit, and in the instructions it says the die-off symptoms. I'm waiting for the enormous die-off system. Like I want this sea cucumber to come out. Like what are die-off systems? Because I'm looking for worms coming out of my legs and my hands. What can I expect or what can I feel to know that the process is working?
Well, thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Really, really awesome. Everything you've done. It's really amazing. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Die-offs are basically your body ramping up to protect your immune system. So it's doing its job. And whether you see them or not, you might not ever see them. You might not ever see anything because you could have microscopic.
That's an anticlimatic cleanse, though,
I
isn't
know.
it? Yeah.
I hear it all day. They're like, we didn't see anything. But round 2, sometimes people really, because now you've put them on alert and you're like, we're at war, right? And now they're coming out to fight. And so round 2, they're usually.
I feel like mine can fight pretty hard. You
Yeah.
know? Like,
well,
I run off diesel fuel most of the time.
You were hanging in a poop pool. So they're chilling in there, right? They're like, we're going to hold on to all of what he's got.
I have one more gross poop story. We were chasing a guy one time and through the streets of Iraq, and I was following my LPO, and he's a fast guy. We're going rooftop, go down through a house, go out, and we're waiting for the helicopter to send a sparkle down to tell us where this guy's at, because he's a sparkle is out of the helicopter. They have a IR light that they can shine on the guy that you can only see with night vision. We run a block really fast, try to catch up with this sparkle. And I just happened to lean over and take a breath over a shit steam pipe. And I take a deep breath and I vomit instantly.
Oh, friend.
Yeah. I don't know if you can get parasites via, hot shit steam, but I breathe it in and I got a whole bunch of it. Instantly. It was horrible. And then to make things worse, there's a guy selling pastries around the corner, or not around the corner. He's actually not too far away from me, and I walk over and I grab one of his pastries, and it tasted like it was covered in dirt, because it probably was covered in dirt. But I assume that's probably not the healthiest thing to eat, or where it came from, or the cleanliness of that food, as well. But I'm looking forward now to getting rid of all these worms, right? And I saw a video of a parasite that makes you less frightened.
Right. Toxoplasmosis gondii.
I wasn't even going to try to say it, so I'm glad you caught right on. All right, talk about it.
Okay, so we all think that only pregnant women can get Toxoplasmosis gondii, right? Because we've been told don't scoop cat poop when you're pregnant. But really, any warm animal can have Toxoplasmosis gondii. It's a microscopic parasite that starts and lives in mice and rats. And then it controls their mind to say, go and cuddle up with the cat so that it can get eaten by the cat. And then the next stage of toxo is an enzyme in the cat's gut. And then the cat goes poop and you scoop, and then Toxoplasmosis gondii is in the air. And you can, you touch it and you try and wash your hands.
So does this parasite know the end state of, hey, I need to coax this mouse into liking cats?
Yes.
This mouse is going to get eaten, and then I'm going to go inside the cat's stomach, complete this process and become whole, then get into a human and wreck their life.
Right, because we're the best host. And the two things that toxo can do to you is it controls your mind and inhibits you from fear, but it also makes you promiscuous. So if you're out there sleeping around and you're like, I don't know why I'm acting like this, you should go get tested for toxo if you're sleeping around. I mean, that really is the two things that toxo does to people. There's quite a few fighters that go down to Mexico to get toxo so that they can just beat the crap out of each other and not ever feel that fear. It's real. It's real. I mean, the mice hate cats, right? So you think Tom and Jerry, don't you think Tom and Jerry had a Toxoplasmosis gondii relationship?
Oh, 100%.
Right? Because they were chasing each other. But on the flip side,
promiscuous, little hidden subliminal messages in there.
Totally. Yeah. Oh, Toxo controlled that whole cartoon. I just ruined the entire growing up for myself just now, that cartoon.
So what are some other, big parasites that control your mind or body? Like, what are some other real bad ones? Because I consider that one pretty significantly bad, right?
Yeah. Well, they all do. Okay. They Candida and other worms tell you to eat sugar and salt, right? That's one of the, like, if you think you have it and you're mowing every day down on salt and sugar, usually you have a parasite. That's one of the symptoms of it. Eating after 7 p.m. So if you have a little insomnia at night, or if you have insomnia and you're starting to chow down at 7 p.m., it's because that they're nocturnal creatures. So they're up all night. So 7 p.m. is their morning. And they're up telling you, I need breakfast. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They're an alive frequency in our bodies. They're alive. Inside of our alive bodies.
All right. So say I completely dewormed.
Yeah.
Right. Am I going to have to adjust to a new like style of life, or because I feel like you become a new person after this.
Yeah, I'm a better person.
Okay.
I'm in a my life is significantly better. I don't have an energy vampire taking the life out of me anymore. And so my life is a totally different. I'd much rather be in this life with deworming than to be where I was very sick, ill, not eating right, wanting the bad food.
Yeah.
I don't even want it anymore. I mean, it really does change your taste buds. It changes your thought processes about food. You want to eat better. You want to strive to feel better. Once you're chronically ill for an extended period of time and you get one moment where you feel better, you just keep going. And that's what I've done the last 4 years. And that's what I encourage anybody that watches me or listens to do as well, because you've been feeling so bad for so long. You have so many issues that the moment you get one little moment of, whoa, I don't have to feel like this, it's a life-changing choice in that moment.
For sure.
Yeah.
Are there any good parasites?
No, not in my opinion.
Really?
And I am the world-renowned expert in parasites now. So I do not think we need parasites. However, some people think we need parasites specifically to hold on to the heavy metals.
Okay.
But I don't think that that is something we should even consider, because we really need to be flushing things that are stealing our nutrients, stealing our energy. We need to get them out. We need to continue. We're exposed every day, all day. There's no way you can be completely parasite-free. But you can go in there and start to push them out and tell them who's boss.
Yeah.
Really, that's what you're doing. You're going in with a frequency of an herb and telling the ailment, which is the parasite, I'm boss. I'm taking the wormwood and I'm making you leave, because you're not going to steal anything else from me again. And that's really what sovereignty over your own body is like.
So how often should one do a parasite cleanse?
3 to 4 times a year minimum. Other countries like Mexico and Jamaica does it monthly. They drink a tea. Mexico uses a lot of synthetics a couple of times a year. In some places, it's mandatory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they know this is a thing. Pinworms are lice of the butt. And they will continue to spread everywhere, and they will go dormant in your appendix. They'll go dormant, and then all of a sudden they'll just come out and cause itchy butt again. And then everyone in your house gets them. And you have to continue to keep going through this cycle. Or you can just like try and like snuff it out now, right? And keep doing it where you are proactive about it instead of being reactive, which is really what we're all in the world we're in right now with Western medicine. We're reactive. None of us are being proactive.
And I call it treating the symptoms.
Yeah.
I hate going to the doctor and like, oh, you should take this and this. And you're just treating the symptoms, right? And prolonging whatever ailment you might have, right? Because it's not going away. Very, very interesting. So is there, let's just say I traveled abroad. Is there triggers that you would say, hey, after doing X, Y, and Z, you should do a parasite cleanse?
I think anytime you travel, you should even bring it with you.
Really?
Yeah, I take mine proactively. So if I'm going to eat questionably, I will take it prior.
What is eating questionably?
Well, I don't eat salmon anymore.
Okay, why?
And I love salmon. It's just I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of worms in salmon. There's actually worms in almost all fish, but specifically salmon because it's pink and we can see them.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah. So we can see it, right? But it's just difficult. I don't eat fish really anymore.
Really?
It makes me very sad. And anyone that does fish,
I eat a lot of fish.
You should just cleanse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the solution at this point is make sure it's cooked. Don't eat anything raw. Anytime
no sushi?
you eat, no.
Can't do it. I'm going to eat sushi for the rest of my life.
It's okay. It's okay. Did you know that 1 square inch of salmon can have up to 10,000 parasite eggs in it?
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm talking like I could put some salmon down.
That's cool.
Especially sashimi. I'm eating hundreds of thousands of eggs.
Yeah,
probably.
you are.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
Just take your kit with you. Take it prior to eating the thousands and thousands of eggs. Take that prior, because then it'll go in and it'll help your digestion, and it'll help if they won't want to stay, right? Because you've gone in and made your body inhospitable. It's a lot of reasons why they use things like pumpkin seeds on salads or raw, because then it goes in and it helps clean out so they won't stay, right? They're like, oh, no, I don't want to be here.
Do you have to do the full 30 days or can you just do it for a day or two, like if you go eat sushi?
You should do a few 30 days.
Yeah.
And then you can go and have like intermittent. And I'll do like a 5-day over the full moon because, you know, the full moon's a thing. So I'll do a 5 days.
Now.
Yeah.
Right, we're in the full moon cycle right now, right?
Do you feel any different?
You know, I was talking to Kathy, and she's like, yeah, you can up the parafly a little bit because there's a full moon coming out. And I was telling Katie, my wife, I'm like, yeah. I was reading and and watching some videos, and I guess during the full moon, your parasites go crazy, which is actually what makes people, go a little crazy during a full moon. To me, that makes sense. But when you say it, it's kind of stranger than fiction. It's like, oh, the full moon is controlling these parasites inside me, which are controlling my behavior. That's going to make me get all wound up and end up in the pokey tonight, right?
Right.
And all based off a parasite. It doesn't even seem like real life, right? It seems like science.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It feels very sci-fi.
But I mean, I believe it.
Yeah. There is logic. The serotonin's running higher, the melatonin's running lower. They eat serotonin.
Yeah.
That's why they make you feel bad about yourself. That's why they make you feel unworthy, is because they're eating your happy hormone. And then during the full moon where it's running higher, they've dislodged themselves from your body, hop on that serotonin river and start getting new waterfront property for their families. And then they start to redistribute themselves throughout your body. I mean, it's science, right?
Yeah.
Like that's really the way that's why everyone gets crazy.
So gut health is obviously a big thing right now, right?
Yeah.
Where do parasites primarily live? Is it in the gut?
No, they actually live in your blood tissue and muscle.
Okay.
Some parasites primarily live in your gut, specifically like tapeworms, but pinworms live inside of your body. Roundworm can live in your gut, but they also can live in your cells. And you've got microscopic, so those live in your tissue. When we eat animals and we can get them from animals, we're eating their body. So it's the same concept. We're the same in a lot of aspects.
That's a good segue into my next question, and wild game and parasites.
Yeah.
So is it better than fish? Is some meat better than others? You said you don't eat fish anymore. Do you still eat pork?
No, I don't eat any pork.
Okay.
No.
So do you eat beef?
Pork's the worst.
Okay.
Yeah. I do, but I have it very well. Very well. And bear, they have tapeworms. I actually just posted a bear video today.
Right?
Yep. Yeah. But they have a lot of worms in their bodies, but they eat.
I ate that bear.
You did?
Yeah.
But you cooked it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as long as everything's cooked really good.
Yeah.
Everyone says freezing, but to be honest with you, a 46,000-year-old worm woke up in Russia from the permafrost and started eating and having babies.
Where'd you learn about this worm?
Oh my gosh, they're all over. They're all over.
46,000-year-old
worm. A 50,000-year-old one was found inside.
Who ages these worms?
Oh, I don't know. I just read the article. I'm going to look now.
But I've never heard someone, I've heard someone look at a white-tailed deer like, oh yeah, he's 6.5. He's a shooter, right? And you can tell by the sway in his back, it's a big brisket, and everything like that. But when I look at a worm, it's either big enough to go on a hook or it's not, right?
For fishing.
so I want to know who this worm ager is.
It was like scientific news. I'm going to have to go look now. I'll send you the article.
So
but it was
46,000
worm. And then a year later, someone sent me an article because, people send me stuff all day. I mean, anytime anything has to do with a bug, it's to the worm queen. It's like, send it over because I'll look at it, I'll read it, I'll green screen it. And I love to green screen because it's other people saying what I say. It's just people's frequency hits it a little differently. And then it stops you in your tracks.
So frequency, explain that to me.
Well, we're all made of frequency. So everything has its own frequency. And when I started into this side of the world, right, from Western medicine over to this holistic wellness, all natural mushrooms, all of those things, I realized how much frequency can help you and how everything is just frequency. So
explain that to me. Like, how can frequency help you? What is frequency?
You know, when an opera singer sings and she can get her voice to shatter the glass, her voice equals the same frequency as that glass. And so it shatters it. So I took that philosophy when I was making the Parafy kit, and I realized that everything has its own, and there's an herb that's a frequency that helps with the ailment frequency to shatter it, just like the glass.
Do you have those bowls that make noises when you?
No, the sound baths.
Yeah.
I've done
those
like
things are pretty sick.
Yeah, it was cool.
I like the sound of them.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd sit there and listen to them and breathe in and breathe out and do whatever the lady told me to, because I think it's relaxing.
It's helping the frequency of your nervous system. It's helping the chemical frequency inside of your body. They're able to get that noise so that it goes in. So when I was getting off of my Klonopin after 22 years, I had a mini stroke in January of 2021, a few months prior to me going viral, which I hadn't done any parasite cleansing. And now I know so many things, right? I can look back and see my health history and everything in my mind. But anyway, I did a lot of frequencies to help my brain heal. I would listen to them at night, and I still listen to frequencies at night with subliminal messages to make my brain rewire and just keep me calm and confident while I'm going through my day. Frequencies are amazing. They've saved my life, and they've made my quality of life better. And I just took it and used it when I was making the kit. So, you know, every ailment has an issue. Heavy metals, cilantro is the frequency to help detox heavy metals. So I put cilantro.
I love cilantro.
Oh, it's in Metal Flush.
All right.
Yeah. Cilantro. I have clove, garlic, wormwood, Oregon grapefruit, usnea, which is something that's underused in society. I actually use that to help curb your appetite while you're cleansing, because they're always hungry. And when you start to put them on notice, they're going to make you eat what they want to give them energy. And so I brought in an herb to help mitigate that and to make you not feel so hungry, curb your appetite. And then Oregon grapefruit comes in with usnea and helps with inflammation and push that out. It's a burbine, so it helps inflammation and push that out. And they live in inflammation and mucus in a hard shell called a biofilm. And that's what sets our kit aside, is I included a biofilm buster inside of the cleanse. So it automatically burns their house down, which is the biofilm, exposing them. And then we're picking them out one at a time with the other herbs that we put in. That's how frequencies work together.
That's amazing. Frequency and grounding. Is that one and the same in a way?
Kind of. I mean, right. You're getting the frequency of earth, but if you're going to ground, make sure you clean up the area that you're grounding in and not allow a dog to poop. I was on a podcast and I was like, okay, so if you're going to ground, and Sean looked at me and he goes, so I ground where my dogs poop. And I go, do you truck through them barefoot? And he goes, yeah. And I go, well, you got to stop doing that because your pets have parasites. We deworm our dogs. We should be deworming ourselves. And so you should all do it at the same time. And then clean an area if you're going to ground with diatomaceous earth, and just make sure no animals are pooping there, you know, because they can come up through the pores. That's how hookworm. You know about hookworm?
I do not, but I'm dying to know now based off that look on your face.
Oh, yeah. Hookworm is wild. Hookworm, Joe Rogan talks about hookworm all the time. In the South specifically, because hookworm eats your iron. So it actually causes you to slow and have your accent, like it causes a different connection in your brain because it's eating all of your iron, causing you to have anemia. And it can be right on the side of your vein, just absorbing, and you'll never even know it. It'll be right on the side of your vein and just sit there. And then the iron is what they eat. And people are going and getting iron infusions and taking iron. Well, you're just feeding the hookworm.
My wife had to do that for pregnancy because she had all her kids at a midwifery and did the all natural deal, right?
Yeah.
And she was iron deficient, so she had to take iron pills. And then we're cooking in cast iron all the time to try to get her. That way, if she dropped below a certain number, I got med disqualified to do the all natural birth in the midwifery. So she probably has hookworms, right?
Well, she was pregnant too, right?
Yeah.
So it's
but she maintains low iron though.
Still.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible that she does, and it's kind of the same concept though, being pregnant and having a living thing inside of you that's sucking all of the iron out.
Yeah.
It's the same concept with a parasite. So a lot of women that can't have children or are struggling, they're just giving their energy and their nutrients to something else inside of them. So your body's not prepared to take on another living thing. So it's kind of the same concept, but it's possible. I mean, especially if you go outside walking barefoot, there's a lot of studies behind hookworm and how much it affected the South more than anywhere else.
Whether you're trekking in the backcountry, bird hunting, or just chasing squirrels in the backyard, your dog needs fuel that can keep up with the adventure. And that's where Montana dog food comes in. Born in the heart of Big Sky Country, this isn't just dog food. It's adventure-grade nutrition. Crafted with responsibly sourced ingredients from the Western U.S. and freeze-dried to lock in every ounce of goodness, Montana Dog Food Company delivers clean, powerful fuel for your pup's wild side. No shortcuts, no synthetic junk, just premium, nutrition-packed meals and treats designed to support strong muscles, healthy joints, and endless energy, whether you're trekking trails or snuggling by the fire. So give your dog the food that fuels their adventurous spirit. Go to montanadogfoodco.com and feed your dog the best.
Have any of your customers came to you and said, I was unable to get pregnant before and I dewormed and now I'm able to get pregnant?
Yes.
Really?
A lot. Actually.
What?
A lot. Multiple. Well, we've sold over 250,000 kits in the 4 years we've been doing this.
Have you, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay.
Have you gotten any threats?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
In what form, if you don't mind me asking?
Death threats.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
From?
Just people, because I'm pretty viral and I'm really loud, but it doesn't bother me because I know what I'm doing is right for humanity. Mm-hmm. This is my purpose. I know this is why I'm here on earth. Mm-hmm. I know that I'm the right person for this job. Yeah. I wear my crown with pride. Yeah. I love what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's anyone else that could do what I'm doing and just do it in such a way where I can bring a solution to a problem that I feel is a horrible problem for our society.
I mean, if you're solving fertility issues. Yeah.
Tyler, he's our bottle guy.
That is amazing.
Oh, it was great. It was great. And because I don't have children and I can't have children. Mm-hmm. So it's really an amazing thing when I have someone come to me and I sent Tyler, I'm allowed to share his story. I talk about it often. Right. He's so great. Him and his wife struggled for 3 years having children. And I said, why don't you just try my kit? Just try it. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? Yeah. Like, you get a little inflammation. You might see some worms.
They both tried it.
Yeah, they both did it.
Got it.
And they have a 1.5-year-old boy. It was really great.
Really?
There's a couple other people that I don't want to share their name, but they're really well known in the community that we're in with mushrooms. Mm-hmm. And I sent it to them. In fact, he helped my husband understand how to grow mushrooms. Mm-hmm. So I reached out to him when I started going viral, and I said, I'd love to talk about your mushroom product. Yeah. And he said, yeah, it's Fresh Cap. I said, I would love to talk about it. And he's like, sure. I go, can I be an affiliate? I don't have enough to, but I'd love, you've changed my life. And his wife reached out to me and said, I'm having a hard time getting pregnant. And I heard you at Endo. And I said, well, I'm going to send you guys kits. Just try them. Just try them. And they have a little boy. It's so cute. Yeah.
That's so cool.
You're flushing toxins out of your body that your body doesn't want in there, and you're trying to make room for another life force. And that life force is going to be like a parasite in you while you're trying to, give it energy.
Yeah,
How can you do all of it? Your body knows. Your body is meant to heal. You cut yourself, it heals. It's the same internally. If you cut yourself in half and you look, you got mold colonizing in your body. You have heavy metals weighting it all down. You have parasites moving around. Like, really, we are all in the same world, right? And so I think the knowledge has just been lost over the 101 years where Rockefeller took over our Western medicine system and changed things. And because I've authored books and because I know what this all looks like in the medical world on that side of things, it's easy to change. It's easy to take something like this out if you think you're in a first world country, that none of this could ever happen to us. But we go out of the country. We got worms from our own water in Washington State. We've tested the water around our country and it has nematodes. Our country doesn't test for nematodes, which are physical worms. So how is it that we just don't think it can happen to us? And it really can. And it's simple, right? You're in it a few days. It's so
dig
easy.
Into this thing in a second and ask you some more questions.
Yeah, totally.
But I wanted to talk about mold and heavy metals for a second. So on deployment, a lot of times, afterwards you go through all these medical screens where you're exposed to burn pits, mold, and heavy metals. And I forget what the test was, but we had to do some heavy metals tests because we're touching, ammo and bullets all day, every day. And then, we have a radio going into each ear on the side of your head, right? Which I don't know the correlation, but for glioplastomas and guys in the SEAL teams, one of my dear friends lost his life from glioblastoma, and I forget the number. I'm going to make this up, but it was like 1 in 100,000, people get glioblastomas. Well, shit, I know like 3 SEALs with them. Right? And that's a very, very small community. So I think it's based off more than likely our comm system and our, those 5 or 10 watts going from ear to ear between your brain, right? But digress. So we get home from deployment, they'll do all sorts of testing, ask you tons of questions. One of them is heavy metals and the other one's mold. And heavy metals, you're not getting around that. You have to touch bullets. It's just part of the game, right? But the mold, I was on one deployment. We had to live in a tent for an extended period of time in the rainforest. This is in southern Cameroon, and rats everywhere. And it took us like a month to get a rat trap, but we made these homemade rat traps and out of mop buckets and spindles trying to catch them. Those things are hard to catch, right? But anyway, rained every day. I think it's the wettest place in the world. I think they get like 50 inches of rain annually, and down where I was. So everything was covered in mold. Our beds are covered in mold. All our bags are covered in mold. There's nothing we could do about it, right? But then we had some Army medical doctor come down. So yeah, there's mold here. Sign this thing. So, when you get real sick later, we can know what to attribute it to. How does mold fall into the parasite realm?
They live together. A lot of times they are attracted to each other, and also Lyme. A lot of people that have had mold poisoning will end up having Lyme. It's being studied more. You can get Lyme from anywhere. They say ticks, right? That's how it was first brought about, but you can actually get, my husband doesn't ever remember getting bit by a tick, but it's possible, but he has Lyme, but we were in mold. We had mold poisoning, and now he's got active Lyme, and I have Lyme, but I know when I got bit by a tick when I was 10. So
I've been
know.
bit by hundreds of ticks.
Yeah.
And how do you tell if you have Lyme?
Your joints hurt. I have chronic Lyme, so it'll flare and then it'll be good. And then sometimes I'll have a hard time walking, and my voice will change because it affects my nervous system. They hijack our nervous system. Same with parasites.
You can get tested for Lyme, right?
Yeah, you can get tested for Lyme. Okay. They're really evaders, though. That's really what this whole thing is for mold, parasites, and Lyme, is that it's very difficult because they know how to not get caught, and that's a big thing.
Elusive little bastards.
They are, man. It's so, you can test positive one stool and then test negative another. And it's because their frequency in our bodies, they know our frequency, and it changes when we talk about them. There'll be times where I'll send kits to people, they'll not even open them and they'll pass worms. I had someone in Ecuador that happened to them. I did a documentary with a guy.
Hold up.
I know! Him and his dog. His wife was so
someone had worms. You sit on the box. They looked at this box.
Yep.
And their frequency in their body changed.
Yeah.
And they automatically started deworming.
Yeah.
Mentally knowing that they're going to deworm, change their frequency, which deworm them.
Correct. The dog, okay, so his wife was very skeptical. So skeptical. The box came and it was a really challenge to get it to them. We ship around the world, but I think we've only shipped to Ecuador a couple of times. So it took a month to get to them. Yeah. So he had been talking about it. She had heard some of my documentary with him. And then they get it. His dog pooped worms in the corner of their cabin. And then he looks over and his daughter pooped worms in the other corner. And then his wife goes, "Get those kits out. We're doing them now." And he called me immediately and said, "What is happening here?" And I said, they're a frequency. They're alive, just like us. You know, they're just like us in our bodies. They know they can read your thoughts. They can control your thoughts. They tell you to eat sugar. Like, it's really that controlling. Yeah.
Is there any other type of worm that people get on purpose besides the fear of, or the fear worm?
Tapeworms.
They get them on purpose?
Yeah.
What
so
for?
Back in the day, the Victorian age, that's how they were so skinny, is they would eat tapeworms. You could buy tapeworm eggs in the back of a Sears catalog.
Sears. I love those catalogs.
You can buy anything in Sears, right?
Not anymore.
No, but
back in like the early 90s, late 80s, you could buy worms in the back of.
Yes.
Okay, you're looking at Zen's funny. Is any parasites in here? Are parasites like nicotine?
Oh, I mean, they're addicted to it. Just like you're addicted to it, they're addicted to it. But I mean, there's a lot of good studies about nicotine. Yeah. I do nicotine here and there.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I do the Zig. It's like Knick-Knack.
Yeah.
The little mints. I used to do the Lucy's.
Yeah. Why? Why
I stopped because they've got some, like the ingredients aren't as clean. Mm-hmm. But I like the little bump. Why? I do all those things. I do nicotine. I do NAD. For energy. Yeah. To really boost my mitochondria and get my ATP going and really just help my cells, because my cells have been really sad for so long and they need more energy.
My cells are really happy. I mean, I throw these Zins in like they're candy all day long.
Yeah, it's great. Wait until you're done. Now, I gave you Super Parify, right?
Okay,
You've got Red Artist.
Yeah, let's go.
So let's talk about the mushrooms too. We got to talk about the
mushies. We'll get into the mushrooms here. Okay, so
yes.
I have not done the
fulvic soak.
Yet.
So fulvic, I went viral over fulvic. So I went viral in July of 21, and then I went viral again in October over fulvic. I soaked my feet, and I had worms swim out of my feet. Literally alive, swimming in the water.
I can't wait to do this.
Oh my God, it was so great. It was so great.
You like popping zits too, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm medicine, I love to do all the yucky. That's why I said I think I'm the best person to have been chosen to talk about all these things.
It says feet soak, use a half tablespoon to 1 tablespoon and soak for 30 minutes. Let sit for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Use flash on cameras for pictures or videos.
Yeah, because you'll see heavy metals floating at the top of the fulvic.
Okay, so I put this in water.
Not all of it.
Let it soak for 30 minutes.
Yeah, don't do all of that.
Okay, yeah, just a tablespoon.
Yeah,
right?
You're going to do just a
anything
little.
Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. So can I use 2, 3? Yeah, a little bit more?
Yeah.
That's what I do anyway,
and
regardless of what you say.
And let it sit for 30 minutes, and then
so
you're going to sit and warm, you're just going to sit and do a fulvic foot soak.
Okay. Do I let it? So I soak my feet for 30
minutes, and then you let the water sit.
Let sit for 30 minutes.
Yeah, because then whatever's sitting at the bottom is going to come up, and then you grab your phone and you use your flash and you can see them. coming up. They come out of the pores of your feet. You have 125,000 pores in the bottom of each of your feet, and your skin absorbs up to 2 cups of water and everything in that water every 15 minutes. So if you think you're absorbing it into your skin, which your skin is a really great way to absorb medicine, and so you absorb it into your skin, it starts to make it inhospitable, and they swim out of the pores of your feet into the fulvic, and then they just kind of chill it. They're not going to swim back in. I mean, from what mine didn't, but you can also bathe in it. So you can do that. But I've never actually taken a bath in it. I'm not a big bath person. Yeah. And I lived in a trailer while I was building our log home, and we didn't have a bath. So the foot soak to me is enough.
Okay. Do you have any videos that people send as foot soak parties?
Yeah, a lot. Really? People love the fulvic. My husband and I did a lot of fulvic.
I'm going to try this, and I might rope my boy Jason Brothers into it, and we might do a foot soak party this weekend.
Type in Worm Queen fulvic, and I'll pop up.
So
my video will pop up.
Our first one we have. Okay, so this is pretty simple.
Yes.
I take 15 drops of each 3 times a day. And in the morning, I take the binder.
Yes.
And I haven't taken it in the evening yet. I've just been taking it in the morning.
You can take it in the morning and the evening. As long as you're pooping, I say to do...
Does this help with constipation during the...
It can cause you to be constipated because of the charcoal, but it's the binder. And so if you do all 3 tinctures 3 times a day and you bind at night, if you're not taking any other medication, the reason why charcoal is so restrictive is you got to wait 2 hours after you do any supplements or medications. Take the binder and then wait 2 hours again. Charcoal doesn't know the difference. It'll bind to everything.
Cool.
So that's where you have to be careful with the binder. We're actually working on another binder where it's not restrictive at all and you can just take it all together, which seems to be what everyone wants because it's so much easier to do that. So Parify is your parasite cleanse. So you take 15 drops of that 3 times a day. And then Sustain is your candida and your bad bacteria and virus cleanse. And it's so easy to take. It's like half of that. You can put it in water. You can take it directly. I like taking it directly. It's like a fun shot.
In a shot glass and with a little water and just drink it.
Yep.
So I did 15 drops of each.
And then Metal Flush is your... it breaks the lungwort lichen breaks the biofilm. And so it's how you go in and expose them, but then it also helps flush out heavy metals. And I added dandelion root in there to help with liver support because your liver is being taxed. You know, it's just something about detoxing and your liver's trying to help your whole body. And then I also included white willow bark, which helps with a little bit of pain that could be associated with worms that are coming out of your body. And so I wanted to make sure people continue to do this. It's like if you have a bad cleanse, it's like a bad trip. You don't want to do it again, but you need to. Right? So, and then...
You're all right.
You got to keep going. You know, might not be the funnest at times, but you're going to learn something. And then Red Artist. So Red Artist is one of my favorite tinctures.
And this is 30 drops before each meal.
Right. Or just you can do it in the morning. It's a supplement.
So I've been adding it in when I take everything else.
Yeah, that's cool. You should. That's why you're feeling so good.
Okay.
It is. Red Artist is a foraged mushroom. It's red-belted polypore, which is white reishi. Everyone really knows what reishi is, but no one really knows that red-belted polypore is like the next level of reishi. So it goes in and it helps calm your nervous system and boost your immune system. And then artist conch is the other mushroom that's foraged in there, and it helps with digestion, and it helps with libido, and it helps with stamina. So you want to go in and do things that are going to support your body while you're taxing your body with the killing herbs. You should never do a cleanse unless you're doing killing herbs with supporting herbs. And so what's great about the Parify kit is I put them all in so you don't even have to think. You just have to do this 3 times a day and bind at night, and then you can do Red Artist as much as you want. It's not going to hurt you. I mean, you could drink that whole thing. Please don't, but you could, and it's not going to hurt you. When we were first developing it, Jeremy did a lot at once just to see, right? Because who wants to feel bad? And really, that's why people stop it. Once they start feeling good, it's a whole different game. I mean, it's a game changer when you're like, wait, I thought I felt good, and now I feel great. It's different. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've just been putting them all together.
Perfect.
Day one, I'm like, I'll just take this before meals, and forgot every single meal. So another thing I've done, I couldn't remember if I took my third dose last night, so I took another one.
Cool.
So no drama taking an accidental dose or missing one or anything like that,
Nope.
right?
I structured it to the best of my ability for Western medicine purposes because of the way that we've all been indoctrinated to think we have to do it this way.
Yeah.
It just makes it easier for the public and for the community to have an understanding of how you can do it and then how you feel. But if you do this once a day because you didn't feel very good and then you started again, you didn't hurt anything.
Got it.
You're still doing a great job by getting herbs into your body.
I mean, I'm going to do this for 30 days.
I'm
gonna
excited.
Follow strict. You've never taken a bath, so I think I'm going to take a bath.
I think you should after hearing your poo stories.
Yeah, we'll have our own hidden little secrets, full of worms.
You have to send me pictures because I know things are going to come out of you if you have the dots.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
So my daughter's 9. She has them too. Mm-hmm. So you could still see them. Maybe not see them, but I could feel them a little bit.
I used to have it.
I've had them ever since I was a little kid.
Okay.
So 3 years old and older. Why not under 3?
Oh, it's the herbs.
Okay.
It's really, this is how I say it because I have to say it this way, right? Yeah. Over the age of 3, because Oregon grapefruit is very strict. Mm-hmm. You read the herbs, you make your own decisions on what you want to do. Mm-hmm. I'm here just providing it, but I have to say ages 3 and up because of the herbs.
Yeah. So my kids are 5, 7, and 9. Obviously, you assume that they have parasites because they've never done a cleanse before. Should I get them on this?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I think the whole family should deworm all at the same time.
Really?
You all share the same microbiome. Mm-hmm. You're all in the same house. If one of you has candida, you all have candida, right? Mm-hmm. So you all should be doing this at the same time. Now, because this is your guys' first cleanse, I do recommend, sometimes having you guys go first and then starting them after or starting them in the middle, especially when you're married, because you can have die-offs and then you get angry at each other and you don't really know why and you're yelling at each other. You're like, wait, those are die-offs because it's...
So yeah, this die-off thing's been really intriguing to me. Mm-hmm. First, I'm like, die-offs, like I'm going to have, dead worms coming out of my body or, anything like that. So, but die-off is them dying off internally, right?
Yes.
And then that can change your mood.
Right, because they're peeing and pooping in your body. So if you have like strong ammonia, if you're going through a cleanse and all of a sudden you're like, wait, what is that ammonia? That's them peeing and pooping in your body.
All right.
And then they're dumping all of the things, viruses, bacteria, heavy metals, spores, other worms that they're holding on to because they all live together. So they're dropping those and your body is revving up to go ahead and protect itself, right? And so you'll feel achy, you'll have headache, you might stop pooping. That's a die-off symptom. When you become constipated, your bowel gets inflamed because they're like, we're not leaving, right? You're trying to evict them. They're like, no, man, that 30-day is nothing. The sheriff means nothing to me, right? I'm not leaving. And they're going to do everything they can to stay and survive inside of your body. That's a die-off.
Yeah. Okay, got it. I didn't know what to expect. I was hoping some glorious exit, but
it's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had some crazy exits, and I don't usually. We have like a book that has like 600 pages of parasites that you can identify because there really isn't anything out there. I don't ever show my worms, but I've had some things come out that I'm like, wait a minute, where were you? What are you talking about right now when I look in the toilet? Yeah. I'm like, how is this possible? This is sci-fi.
I know, it seems like sci-fi.
It's sci-fi.
So I want to finish the wild game.
Okay.
Right? Is wild game known to have less worms than beef or,
no.
The parasites don't care.
Right.
Just a warm body.
Yep. Warm body. They're out there eating, in the wild. And so it's really just about cooking it and making sure it's not raw.
I eat my steaks on the rare side of medium rare too.
Okay.
And you probably eat yours well done.
Oh yeah, man. I butterfly that filet.
Really?
I'm like, get it. Yeah, I've gone through a lot with my body, so I don't want a chance.
Yeah.
Anything that I can avoid, and I haven't eaten salmon, and salmon is one of my favorite foods.
Man, we eat salmon about once a week in my house.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah.
I just got my hair tested and it came back that I need to avoid salmon, funny enough.
What do you mean you got your hair tested?
Well, you can get your hair tested and it'll tell you.
Like a follicle test?
Yeah, and it'll tell you like what's going on in your body in the last 3 to 6 months. I mean, they didn't test me for drugs, but that definitely would be a high number.
Yeah, I just know, like, I think that's how they test. I've heard of them testing guys in the SEAL teams via follicle test.
Right. Because your hair can hold.
Like that.
Yeah, it can hold the frequency of whatever.
Yep.
Right. And there's some drugs that can stay in your system for an extended period of time that gets held in the hair. And your hair, this is just like long. This is many, many years, you know, and so they can find a lot more out about you. But it came back that I needed to avoid salmon. And then funny enough, the matrix is pretty crazy. My niece's last name is Salmon. They're all the salmons. Yeah. So I say salmon a lot. So salmon is one of my favorite foods.
So you avoid all fish, right?
Yeah, I do a little bit of crab because it has to be steamed. So anything that goes high enough in temperature that it'll kill it off. Maybe I'll eat fish again. I miss it. I love fish.
So pork is no. Salmon's no. Any other hard no's?
I just cook everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about like
animal wise.
No.
Just anything.
Yeah,
I don't
eat
eat
like a Snickers bar. Or
I don't eat like that anymore. I used to. When my parasites wanted me to eat like that. I would eat like that. But now I'm really conscientious and I don't eat any raw produce when I'm out because I don't know how it's been prepared. I don't know if they've used contaminated water, if they've even washed it. I don't drink ice when I'm out and about. Once in a while I will, but I really do my best to not have ice in my water because they use tap water. I never drink tap water. I only have bottled water when I travel or when I'm at my own home. But I have a water filter system on our log home, and then we live in an apartment downtown Seattle that has water filters all over our house.
We put in a water filter system earlier this year in our house. So, but I drink tap water everywhere. Another gross story. Downtown Iraq, we were banging targets all night. I ran out of water. I didn't listen to my boss, didn't carry enough water. I opened up a fridge. This one house we had a fridge, and there was, the old school steel pitchers of water, that they have at, the Rotary Club, and one of those was in the fridge, and I grabbed it, and that sucker was ice cold, and I slammed it. It was like I was drinking a liquefied slug. That's how thick this water was. Oh, it was not good.
That's not good.
Yeah. But
so you just,
maybe it was purified.
You just let me know. You got a lifetime supply of Purify, my friend.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me know every time you want to cleanse.
Okay. Yeah.
The stories. Oh my gosh.
Very, very interesting. Right. So, and I think about that. I can still feel it. Like I've never drank thick water before that. And hopefully I never have to drink it again. But it was absolutely horrible. And it was clear.
Do you think that it had a lot of minerals in it? Like, what do you think was in that water? Because I've had thick water where it has a lot of minerals.
Tell you the truth, I was a new guy. And if I got seen drinking water out of the fridge on Target before Target Secure, I would have got my ass beat. Oh. So it was a quick process, and I never said anything about it to anyone around. Because they still have to clear the rest of the house. What are you doing drinking water out of the fridge? Are you taking a little fucking break?
Oh my God! What else was in that water?
Yeah, I don't know. I think liquefied slugs.
Oh my God!
Who knows? It was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, that sounds really disgusting.
So, methylene blue.
Okay, so M blue.
And I'm curious if there is a correlation between your cleanse and cancer, like the healing ability, right? In a good way. And then I want to pick your brain on methane blue.
Okay. So do I think that parasites cause the C word?
Yeah.
I feel like when your body is stagnant because it's not able to push out the toxins, that it starts to continue to build tumors and the abnormal cells that go around it. And I do believe that in 1953, they realized that endoparasites are similar to malignant tumors. And they kept that classified till 2011. And I do
They kept it
believe.
classified until 2011.
Yeah, I found it in 2016. I found a CIA document that said that they believe that endoparasites are malignant tumors.
How'd you find this document?
I was just kind of looking on the web and stuff in 2016.
Just creeping and creeping.
Just looking around.
I like it.
Yeah. I screenshotted it and I stuck it in my photos because I'm of that age where I screenshot everything.
Yeah.
And then I went viral and then I remembered that I had found that and I went digging for it in my photos because I have like photos from 2010 in there. And so it was 2016. So I looked around and I just really feel that maybe not everything is a parasite, but I do feel like this is a bigger issue than what we've all thought it was. Yeah. For me specifically, I had cryptosporidium parvium, which is parvo, which kills puppies. And it started shutting my organs down.
Parvo kills puppies.
Yeah.
All right. So I've heard of this in a very long time ago. So my memory is very vague. So parvo, what is parvo?
It's a parasite that's microscopic and it gets in and shuts organs down like kidneys, and it can cause people to have dialysis needs, and it really can go in and wreak havoc on the body. And it can be found in sitting water. So there's signs like all over where we live in Hoodsport that say don't have your dog drink the water, and then your dog can actually give you parvo as well. Because it's microscopic, and we had dogs and we let the dogs lick us and lay with us. And it's really easy to transfer parasites from one person to an animal to another,
Has anyone used your cleanse on their animals?
No, not that I know of.
Would you suggest that?
I would not.
Okay.
No. I think it's the garlic and the clove. Clove's really hard on cats. Okay. So it's strictly for humans. Okay. But I am talking with someone who makes a lot of dog products. So we'll see what happens. I'm in a lane, right? Like there isn't anyone else really in this lane. It's kind of a wild lane to be in,
So you want to partner with a dog food brand or a brand, right?
Right.
And start doing this in that space?
I mean, I think it would be really good if we had an all-natural dewormer that we could have with our dogs and our cats and our people, where we can just have it be one swift, few times a year. Let's get it going, because you will start to feel better. You will see changes in your family, your child's behavior. What if they don't have behavioral issues? What if it really is pinworms that are being activated inside of their body because they're stressed out little children, and then they have terrible behavioral issues and you're not seeing it? And that's what I feel in my life happened to me, is that I had parasites. I also had mold, and I know what mold I had in my body. I have 11 active molds. I was born in Vandenberg. It's a moldy place. My mom has the same mold as me, and my behavioral issues can be contributed to those environmental toxins. So what if just doing this helps your child's behavior, which I've seen it thousands and thousands of times now. Dark circles under the eyes go away. Pinworms cause that. Itchy butt. They can't sit still. They can't focus because something inside of them is like gearing them up and riling them up. So what if it's just a simple, okay, we're just going to do a cleanse, and we normalize it. We start to make this a normal thing for our families to do in order to keep our families healthy.
Before this conversation, I don't think I would have given this to my kids.
Really?
And for no reason besides something exists in my feeble little brain that's like, oh, this should just be for adults, and I don't know, take it easy on the kids. But after talking to you, I'm going to have my kids take this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to send them our kits so that they can do it.
Yeah.
I would love it.
That.
We'll talk offline.
So methane blue.
Yes, M blue.
Because I've heard of methane blue combined with ivermectin being a cure for cancer.
Okay.
Right. Or killing the cancerous cells. Sorry.
Right. You're breaking down mucus, inflammation. You're breaking their house out, right? You're like burning their house down. Whatever is living inside of that. It could be a lot of things living inside of that. It's not just parasites. Even though ivermectin, like we talked about earlier, is an antiparasitic. So it's doing an antiparasitic job. When you combined it with M blue, which M blue pushes your ATP and your mitochondria. But just a nice little fun note about M blue is you want to take M Blue and 20 minutes later use red light, or make sure you go outside to activate it. A lot of people don't do that, and it's really important to do that because you need to open it up, and the sun or red light opens up the M Blue, allowing it to be dispersed more inside of your body, pushing out more things like spores. So when Jeremy and I had mold poisoning living in a travel trailer, we really should have been hospitalized. It was so bad. I went through this whole parasite thing, went viral, and my eyes started to swell shut. I lost half of my hair. I was very ill a year after all of this was going on, and it was because we were living in mold in our trailer while we were building. And we brought in methylene blue and red light, and it just did wonders for Jeremy. Now, I'm a little more sensitive. I can't do the dye therapy. It was a lot struggling for me. But for him, it is a go-to for us when Jeremy's feeling sluggish. That's my husband. When he's feeling sluggish and he's not feeling well, but you have to pair it with going outside right away for 20 to 30 minutes after you take it, opening your mouth. It's kind of crazy, but opening your mouth and letting the sun come in and really open up and activate the M Blue. And then it pushes all of the toxins inside of your cells out. And that's what the purpose is our cells will hold these toxins and then start to develop hardened shells around it, creating things like tumors and cancer. And so when you keep those cells active, and M Blue will do that. M Blue is a dye therapy. It's not for everyone. I'm very sensitive to synthetic drugs. It's a synthetic. So if there's a way you can do things more naturally, awesome. But some people just really relate well to methylene blue, and specifically if you've had mold poisoning. So for you, if you've done it, it would be really good, not medical advice, but it would be really good to just get you to a boosting level. But also remember that it actually dyes your organs. It's going to potentially ruin your toilet because you pee out the blue. And it was originally developed for people that had surgery. They would dye that organ so that we knew exactly what was going on.
So it dyes all your organs when you take it?
Yes, it can dye all of your organs, including your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of the controversy.
Is there a negative effect to that?
I mean, I haven't read any studies that it's a negative effect. I don't know. Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, here I am.
I mean, all of a sudden you're like, so they go to you know, pull it out and they're like, it's blue.
Right.
Well, they really like doing methylene blue.
So non-medical advice. If I was diagnosed with cancer tomorrow and I turned to you and said, hey, I'm not doing any of the treatment that the big pharma or, the hospital wants me to do. I want to go about this completely naturally, in a holistic way. What do I do? And I would sign, whatever I decide to make sure you're not, legally responsible for anything. But just hypothetically, right? What would you tell me to do?
I would tell you to do a few things. The first thing is I really love NAD. I think NAD is underutilized for people. You're trying to boost your mitochondria and ATP. You're trying to flush out toxins. It's going to help you feel good enough to do all of these things. And then you need to pair it with hyperbaric chamber oxygen therapy. You should probably go in and do some therapeutic plasma exchange just to be able to clean your plasma, because that's where a lot of this stuff is stored.
What is the ideal depth, or pressure, whatever, however they measure it?
For HBOT?
Very familiar with the high pressure chamber from diving and everything like that. But, do you drop someone down to equivalent to 30 foot, so a couple atmospheres, and then breathe the oxygen? Or do you know?
Well, with a soft shell HBOT system, there's it's 32 PSI.
Okay.
So, and then you're breathing it and it's getting pushed into your cells. So you're oxygenating your cells. And, when you have oxygen in your cells, and that's how we die, right? Is that we have lack of oxygen. And so when you're able to continue to keep oxygen pushing in your cells for around 90 minutes, they say 60 to 90 minutes is the ideal. 80 to 100 times in as many times as you can do it. So they say that the optimal therapeutic levels for HBOT is between 80 times and 100 times of doing it, and between 60 minutes and 90 minutes at a time. And then while you're doing it, biohack stack in there. I drink Aphora water, which is hyperoxygenated. It has ozone, so it helps kill bacteria. And then I also hold my red light. So I'm doing multiple things at once, listening to frequencies and working at the same time. So I'm usually inside of, I have an HBOT at my house. It changed my health. Really? I love it. It changed my skin. It pushed any toxins out.
Do you have a brand that you recommend?
I like Oxygen Health Systems. Okay. I'm not an affiliate. I'm just curious. I love them. They're like 10 grand, but it's $100 to $150 every time you go to do an HBOT at a facility, and you have to get in that facility, right? It's a whole thing. And then when my husband can do it, I have family that comes over. We're moving closer to my family, so they're going to be doing it. Like, it's so much cheaper to have it in your house. And then it comes with a concentrator, and a concentrator is pure oxygen, and you usually need a prescription to get pure oxygen like that in a concentrator, but it comes with the HBOT. And so you've got oxygen in your house. So if you're feeling tired and sluggish, throw on a cannula, sit and do your work while breathing in 100% oxygen, and you're going to be replenishing your cells, right? You're going to be pushing toxins out of your body in that form of fashion. I also think that you should do therapeutic plasma exchange at least once. I did it 4 times. It was really hard on my body. What that does is it pulls out the yucky plasma, which holds mold, and it holds parasites, it holds Lyme, it holds viruses. And so it can pull 70% of those out of your body. And then they put in albumin, and albumin helps as a placeholder while your body creates clean plasma. And so that's really important when you're going through all of this. It's like a change. It's an oil change, right? And then I've done ozone for my blood, where I've gone in and I've done an oil change. It cleaned out, really got a lot of bacteria out. It goes in black, almost like your blood's really, really dark. And then it comes out really light because you're getting clean blood in. I would do all of the things that you can. Vibration plates, sauna, steam, ozone therapy is really great. Colonics are amazing. Colonic is where they put a pressure washer up your bum, and then it all of it out. You have a really great place in Franklin, Lauren with Ritual Wellness. She's just right downtown Franklin, right by one of the hotels down there. She's amazing. And so I do colonics. They're like a coffee enema, only it's easier, right? Okay. And then she does coffee enemas and some ozone gas and ozone water.
Like that? I've always been curious about that. Really?
Yeah, because you're getting all the shit out.
Yeah.
Like, you got no toxins just chilling in your colon anymore. Your colon really can absorb a lot, and especially if you're constipated, it's just reabsorbing back into your body. Yeah. Like, that's what the problem is here, is that anybody that's constipated, the toxins are just like, well, we got nowhere else to go. And it really, colons are really sensitive, and they'll absorb things back. So that's that's a good one. I think colonics are really an underutilized modality.
Do you think if someone was in the early stages of cancer and just got diagnosed and they followed all that stuff that you just mentioned, that they can come out the other end cancer-free?
I do. I think parasite cleansing, we have a lymphatic kit that helps get your lymph moving. We're stagnant people. Yeah. We live in a society where we don't move a lot. We don't think about our bodies. We're super disconnected to this temple, right? This is all you get. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you got to lay your head down and know you did everything you can to keep this thing moving. And sometimes you have to go out of that crazy box that we've been indoctrinated in, thinking that we have to stay in this box. But in reality, there's so many things we don't even know about. And I have a podcast too. It's called What's Eating You, with the letter U. And we talk about all of this. I'm showing people to normalize IVs and normalize. We did a CVAC a couple of weeks ago. I've done stem cells. I've done my own. I've done umbilical cord. Like,
where'd you go to do that?
I did my own. It's called adipose stem cells. I did that in Nevada in Seattle. And then I went to Quick Drip in Orange County a couple of weeks ago, and I did umbilical cord IV. I did local with my own, where they draw it up. Yep. It's lipo. They draw it up, and then they inject it where I have pain. And then I also did the IV a couple of weeks ago at Quick Drip.
Tony Dungy speaks.
It's pretty amazing.
Very highly of that.
Yeah, but you do have to do some things before, like you have to prepare your body. And so we did a whole like week of this and on our podcast, and then we'll produce it and show everybody how to do a DIY stem cell, because not everyone has $20,000 to $25,000 to go to Mexico. And that's why it's so expensive down there, is because you stay in a calm environment. You really want to keep your body out of fight or flight. And that is a struggle. It was a struggle for us. We were in fight or flight a few times while we were receiving the stem cells. But then you come in behind with HBOT and red light.
So I know, the fight or flight is your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, right? And so it would just trigger you to be in the fight and flight mode.
Yeah. And then you stay in fight or flight. And when you have worms and molds and Lyme, they hijack your nervous system and your lymphatic system, and it keeps you in fight or flight. And that's why your immune system is so jeopardized and tanks.
All right, I got something for you.
Yeah.
So I was feeling very, very sluggish. Libido dropped, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Very common thing for guys in the SEAL teams to have extremely low testosterone at a young age. And the reason, we're told is like, hey, it has to do with your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. And you guys are just in the fight mode for so many years. You're going to have testosterone like a 60, 70-year-old man. I went and got mine tested. And I think I did 3 tests. The first one, I believe, was 170. The second one was 143. And then the third test I went in, it was something to the effect of like 150, somewhere right in there, 145. And where I should be, like at my age, I've been on it, testosterone now for 4 years-ish, right? The Navy put me on it. And I then got my numbers up to 700, 750, feeling great. Do you think that is the true cause, or do you think it's from the shit creek and the slug water?
I think it's all of it.
Okay.
I don't think it's just one thing.
Okay.
I think your toxic bucket just got really overloaded. And so it went to the first thing, your body went to the first thing that it really doesn't need.
Yeah.
And it starts to just gone, right? People lose their hair. It doesn't need it anymore. It's not something that's going to keep providing the nutrients and the energy to continue to source it, right? I think you're going to love Red Artist. Red Artist Conch helps boost your libido. It helps boost that hormone that has been causing problems to not have a stability.
Can you take Red Artist alone?
Yeah, you can take Red Artist every day of your life.
Really?
Yeah, you can take it multiple times a day.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more of a wellness supplement than it is. It's not normally Parafy doesn't normally come with Red Artist. That's called Super Parafy, and Red Artist sells out a lot because we forage it, cut it, and get it all going ourselves. But I do think that something for you that would be really great is to do, I know we're going to talk about mushrooms because mushrooms help with your nervous system. And once you get your nervous system in
That's
check,
exactly where I was going to go with mushrooms.
You definitely can calm down any levels, because your nervous system plays a huge role in your body that people don't realize. I save my nervous system healing kind of for last because I needed to heal my body so much. And over the last year and a half, I've calmed my nervous system down where I feel like a completely different person, and my health, my physical health has done a full 180 because my nervous system calmed down. I was also stuck in fight or flight. I stopped talking to my family for 7 years. I had no contact with them. And the day I went back and like met up with them and I was like, this is ridiculous, my whole health changed. So it shows that nervous systems can affect you in a physical way. It manifests in different parts of your body. We're all one with our body. And so it really, once you can get that under control. I also do stellate ganglia blocks. And I learned about that from vets. Yeah. If you add
I
a
call
little.
it the Office Space shot.
Oh, yeah. Where do you get it?
I got it in the neck.
Yeah.
Right? I've only done it one time. And, you have to have someone take you to drive you home, right? And I was a little nervous about it. And so went in there. And you see the needle, some huge needle, right? And like that thing's going in my neck, and they're watching it go in under the
ultrasound.
Yeah, under the ultrasound. And then they're like, all right, you're good. Set up for a couple minutes. They monitor you and go out in the waiting room. And Katie's out there waiting for me. And I'm walking down the hallway. I'm like, this is amazing. She's like, how do you feel? I'm like, I feel like I just chugged 3 beers and ripped a cigarette, and I'm a little tingly, and I feel good, like that 3 beer state, like, all right, here we go, let's go do something. And then I went home, and I think this is, I had my work computer at home. So this could have been during COVID or like right before. I can't remember. And I just would leave my computer on the kitchen counter there and work from there, and just addicted to it. Every time I walked by, I look for emails, check, the whole 9 yards. I walked in, I slammed that thing shut, and I laid on the couch and I took a nap, and it was just glorious.
Glorious.
Yeah. And I got buddies that get them every, 90, 120 days or so.
Yeah. They're so good.
So because you're going to do a hell of a lot better job than I can explaining what is the ganglion blocker shot.
Okay, so stellate ganglia is like your nerve that's hangs on and keeps you into fight or flight. And so when you can reset that hamster wheel of PTSD, that the noise in your mind quiets and it just resets you. Yeah. And I get them in the C6 and the C3. And then recently in the last year and a half, I got ketamine with it, just a small amount to really go in and rewire my subconscious while it was calming and resetting my nervous system. So all of these tricks really are super helpful, but it just goes in and it's lidocaine and a steroid, and it just kind of stops and paralyzes it. It helps it reduce in swelling, and it just really helps a lot of people that have PTSD, and they should be providing it, honestly, to all vets. I learned about it because I had such severe PTSD that I was becoming nonverbal. I was getting off my Klonopin that I'd been on for so long because of PTSD, because of my health, because I had a botched hysterectomy. And so I really needed to go in and find a way that I didn't have to take pills every single day. And then that's where, cue the mushrooms, right? Because I needed to find something that was a plant-based that could help me and calm me down. And by doing all of these things, I was able to calm myself down. Working in any sort of traumatic environment like the emergency room, and working with patients that are really ill and death around, it really does take a toll on you, and your fascia remembers it. And so you really have to learn how to calm your nervous system. And it's very hard when you're in the thick of it, and then you get out of it and you don't have the tools. And that's really why I do this every day, because I want people to have the tools.
Have you been on a holistic retreat yet to Mexico or Peru or anything like that?
No, just my property almost every day for a year.
Yeah.
I did psilocybin every day. I combined it with lion's mane, turkey tail, amanita, which is why we celebrate this mushroom, and I do psilocybin. Okay.
In what dose and how do you do it?
It depended on what was going on that day. Yeah. I would take Fridays and do a really heavy dose. I've not done an ego death. I'm a little nervous to do that. I already feel like I had that with the Parasites. And when I got the downloads, when I was going through the journey, and I would get the words cleanse, and I would, what's wrong with me? I mean, I really did do a lot of mushrooms to figure out what was wrong with me. I needed to go inside. I could not continue the outside world telling me what was wrong with me. I needed to figure out what was wrong with me.
What about 5-MeO-DMT, right? Is that have you tried that yet?
No, I've not done DMT. I've done MDMA, MDA. I do ketamine. Yeah. Not a lot, but I do it for pain because it helps calm my nervous system. A lot of my pain really is from my nervous system being hijacked. I mean, a lot of people's are. I just don't think we think about that, right? Because we can't see it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when you said your fascia remembers it, of course, I've seen a lot of fascia from cleaning animals, right? And but I could picture that in my mind. And for folks that don't know what fascia is, it's the fatty layer of tissue over your organs, right? And and that has its memory of its own, so it will contract probably, right? Yep. And put your body in a more of a tense state, right? As well as when you're sympathetic and parasympathetic, or your parasympathetic nervous system's firing off, and then it's going against your fascia. I can see that causing quite the internal conundrum, right? Yep.
It's also where a lot of our water is stored, because it's a gel, and water can hold memories and hold trauma, and same with parasites. So if you're cleansing and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, why did I think of this traumatic memory that happened to me when I was 4 years old? It's because it's literally being released from a parasite that's holding it internally. And then also your fascia is holding on to it. So really creating a cleaner environment will help calm all of that down. That's why I worked on my body first. A lot of practitioners say work on your nervous system. But when you're in as much pain as I was in, chronic pain, I couldn't walk some days. I mean, it was just, I still have physical problems, but I also now, I got to work on this memory and this nervous system part, and then I can work on that. But a lot of people say work on that nervous system first. Not everything fits in the same box, right?
Would you suggest doing microdosing or doing heavy doses of shrooms while doing your
100%?
Okay,
100%. They pair really well together.
100%.
Like
talk me through it.
Okay. So
which in a perfect world, I'm not eating salmon. I'm not eating pork. I'm want to take this cleanse and then microdose or do heavy doses of shrooms.
Nothing changes. You just add those in 3 times a day.
So microdose shrooms 3 times a day?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you add those in 3 times a day. Oh man! I mean, you can microdose 3 times a day if you want.
Those
you can
little capsules. You take one of them.
I take them in the mornings. I'll do microdosing in the mornings.
How much do you take?
Usually I'll take around 0.25 to 0.5. And then if I want to go on more of a journey, I'll do like 1 to 1.5. Yeah. And that's the way that I did my microdosing and my journeys at the beginning of all of this, because I love mushrooms. Like I always did them as a kid. I went to Amsterdam. Like I've been in the mushroom world like this for years, but not like as heavy as I was for the year that I was trying to fix myself. I ended up doing like 0.25 to 0.5. And then on Fridays, I would do like 1 to 1.5 in order to do a reset. My body needed to reset because it would build a tolerance. And I didn't want to have to keep steadily going up. So I would reset myself. And then it just flushes your system with your nervous system out a little bit better. And then when you take something like a cleanse, it's really great because it absorbs more, right? So you're getting like this checks and balance with your nervous system and your physical body. And then you feel your intuition more. I mean, it's just a really amazing feeling once you start to like decalcify your pineal gland and get in there and get some of these toxins that are telling you what to do out. And then the mushrooms are received better. But the mushrooms are going to tell you what's going on. Like you'll feel it, you'll know it. I love them.
So have you done any research on the correlation between psilocybin and TBIs?
No.
So what I've heard is microdosing shrooms can help rejuvenate some of the nerves in your brain, and some of the white spots in your frontal lobe, you know, whatever that help those nerves regenerate and start firing again.
Yes. So if you pair psilocybin with lion's mane, lion's mane helps rewire your brain, and it's one of the few things that actually goes past the blood-brain barrier. And what happens when we're all having these mental health issues and we're having problems with our brain is our neurons are misfiring. And so when you take something like Aricept, let's say, like Alzheimer's, that was my field, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, MS, and dementia.
I feel like that's how I'm going to die. Like
no,
my grandpa had it, and for some reason I feel like I'm going to get Alzheimer's I'm going to get Parkinson's. It's going to turn into Alzheimer's, and that's how I'm going to pass.
But you take mushrooms now, right?
Correct.
Like you do these things, right? So you've already started rewiring your neurons that were misfiring.
I'm trying to better myself every day.
Oh yeah, this is going to be great for you. Like honestly, you will continue to keep feeling a little better. I can tell that you've done the kit for a few days because your body is in a little bit of a different glow. You're not dull, right?
Am I glowing?
Yeah, you're glowing.
Thank you. No one's ever said that to me. I'm just going to let that soak in for a second. Thanks, Kim.
You have a glow. So you're doing things that your family didn't do before, right? So I wouldn't say that that's the way that you're going to die. I would definitely say that you're working towards continuing to have longevity. Longevity is biohacking and doing these things. You're hacking your body by removing parasites that you could have had your whole life. That's hacking. Like you're going in and you're changing the DNA structure of your body right now by going in and telling it who's boss. And so I don't think that that's what's going to happen to you at all. And you do take mushrooms, and mushrooms are healing, and that's kind of probably why they hid them from from us for so long and villainize them. But you take things also like Amanita. Amanita is great. It's a very underutilized mushroom that not a lot of people know about.
Do you have mushroom kits with like Amanita and things of that nature as well?
Not Amanita, but we have Red Artist. Recover is a mushroom kit that has oyster and shiitake. Shiitake actually helps with radiation. There's some studies where Hiroshima, we bombed it, and then shiitake came up and grew and cleaned the air. And then when they cut them open, there wasn't any radiation.
So I firmly believe everything, there is a remedy, a natural remedy for every disease out there that ever exist.
Mother Nature knows. In fact, if you go outside and you shed your cells, Mother Nature will grow what you need. Some yards have a lot of dandelions and some don't. Those people need to take those dandelions. Our property in Hoodsport has a ton of Oregon grapefruit, and the house next door does not.
Really?
And they can't. I've like, do you ever have this here? And they're like, no.
So, at an Outsider, we just preach, get outside.
Yeah.
Get out. If you're going to drink a beer, get off the couch, do it outside. If go on a 20-minute walk, anything you can to get outside. Obviously, we're big hunters. And you mentioned, we've turned into very stagnant people. I spent the last, couple weeks elk hunting. I was in Montana, then went to Arizona, and we were walking, I don't know, anywhere from 7 to 15 miles a day, right? And I noticed my appetite got severely suppressed, right? I didn't want as much food. I wasn't hungry as much, and I slept a hell of a lot better. And, we always talk about, this when we're elk hunting or when we're not hunting, because it's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be out chasing animals.
Moving our bodies.
Exactly. And we're not hungry because we're not supposed to eat all the time and eat out of boredom, eat because, our parasites are telling us that, we want Snickers and a glass of milk or whatever it may be, right? But, I completely believe that just getting outside and Mother Nature can provide remedy to anything almost, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fresh air, you're moving your body, you're keeping your body in flow. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing.
What about THC in relationship to your cleanse and mushrooms?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Anything that keeps your nervous system calm to get these things out. Anything you can do plant medicine wise, they all go together.
Okay.
Our bodies know how to process plants. Our bodies they don't know how to process these synthetics.
Yep.
And the reason why we went to synthesizing medications is mass producing them.
Yeah.
And it was cheaper, right? And so that's where 101 years ago, everything changed. And then we've slowly removed these things out of Western medicine. I know what that looks like because I was a subject matter expert and I wrote books and I also edited books. And so if I'm the last person that edits that book before it goes to publishing and I say that needs to come out, it's not correct, usually it does, because you've got a gold standard subject matter expert and they're like, yeah, that just doesn't apply anymore. I know because I'm an expert, right? So that's really where society's gone. I don't think that this is malicious in any way with most doctors.
Yeah.
I just think we're not allowed to go. I'm not a doctor, but we're not allowed to go outside of that box. There's malpractice. So it creates a whole thing, including mushrooms. I mean, considering all the studies and everything that's gone on, the fact that we're all still weed and THC and it's like, really? Like these things were given to us for us to utilize in the way we need to because our human body really does require cannabinoids.
Yeah.
We have them. So there's things in our body that we've just been misdirected as a society.
I think the tide's starting to shift.
I do too. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that we have a medical awakening happening. I love that I'm a part of it.
Yeah.
I love that I'm pushing forward with not just parasite cleansing with Parify, but also the lymphatic. We have a lymph kit. It's great. It has lion's mane and turkey tail. I think I sent it. If not, I get it to you because it's one of the best kits. You take it during your cleanse to keep your pathways open.
I'd love that.
Oh yeah, I'm going to send it to you.
So to be the perfect host for your herbal remedies here, you want to be in a chill state.
as much
Right.
as you can, but like I'm not in a chill state all the time. Like I have a
me neither.
Yeah, I mean,
got a business to run just like
oh
like,
my gosh. I mean, we have a 10,000 square foot manufacturing facility. We built ourselves with RogersHood. We have 30 employees. I mean, I went from dying in the woods to coming out with like this crazy company where I'm viral with 1 million+ followers and I'm running. Like, I love it. I love it. It is a way better life now than I could have ever imagined, even when I worked in Western medicine, and I get to do what I love. I get to help people understand their bodies. I get to educate. I get to give you my knowledge. Though I give everything for free. My ebooks, everything. The only thing I charge is for our kit.
Are you in any big box stores yet?
Not yet. We're working on it.
Do you think that like is a high possibility?
Oh, I definitely think there are other companies.
So, of course, I don't want you to say anything that you're not supposed to say or anything like that. But I'm thinking like Whole Foods or places
Sprouts,
like that. Yeah, might be the first to bring something like this on board.
Yeah, I think that that's something we're seeing it, right? Like Erewhon has their own parasite cleanse. It's just a tincture. You see that Sprouts has one. Whole Foods has some. Walmart has like a $20 one, but like there's no instructions. We hold your hand. You send us an email, we're answering it. Like I have a whole team that helps me on the social media side. We answer every comment, every DM. It's really important because it's not just about cleansing. When you're chronically ill, you're alone. And I was very alone. I have the best husband anyone could ever ask for, and I still felt alone. He quit his job to be my caretaker, and it still is very lonely because not everyone around you understands what you're going through. And so for me, the community part was is the best. And I do think that the more we can continue to reach out with what we're talking about in mainstream, the better our lives as the United States and our health is going to be.
I completely agree. Does being the CEO and founder of a company, do you get glimpses of that loneliness that you felt when you were sick at all?
Not anymore.
Really?
No.
I think being a CEO is one of the loneliest things I've ever done in my life.
Okay, so it's very lonely. Yet I have taken my chronically ill loneliness and I have changed the way a CEO can look. I'm not that lonely. I have such a good team now around me. I have such good friends. I really do occupy my time with helping the community and doing podcasting. I think there's glimpses of it. I mean, I'm not going to say it's all sunshine and rainbows. There are glimpses because you get so riled up and then you have to like figure out how to calm yourself down. And it's hard for other people that maybe have never run. I mean, I've never had 30 employees in my life. I think we have over 30 employees and contractors, and you have all these different personalities that you're like, okay, how do I mold myself to this? How do I, did I overreact?
Are they all on the cleanse train, I assume?
Yep. Everyone is cleansed. Everyone is cleansed. Now, if we go on a travel trip, you're not allowed to cleanse because I don't want to have to deal with die-offs and you being
mood
tired.
Swings.
Yeah, totally. And like for Nashville right now, I've got, I joke around. I have like 3 businesses. I have Worm Queen, which is me, Mrs. RogersHood. Then I have RogersHood, which is the company. And then I have What's Eating You, which is my podcast. So everyone's here in Nashville with us so that I can literally sit at a table and I can be like, you got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. Instead of we run everything through an app. We run our entire business through Signal. So it's great.
Signal did get hacked by the Russians back in like 2018.
Well, did you hear that our country actually tapped in on Tucker Carlson's when he was talking with Putin through Signal?
We were doing something.
I'm like, oh, it's not that secure.
We were doing something with some training exercise. I think we're in Mississippi, and we all got like, everyone come in real quick. And so we're like, all right, what's on fire? Like, we move all this off of Signal. Like, it just got hacked by the Russians. I'm like, it's a training exercise in Mississippi. Who really gives a shit? But anyway, I digress. So
it's okay. It's a good one because Signal is really great. I mean, we've run it 4 years. We started on Signal. We're still on Signal. I make people come to Signal. I know some people want to go over to like
what's that?
stack and stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not relearning.
Signal's the best one.
Yeah, I'm not. It is. It's so great. I'm not relearning. I already had to learn so many platforms because we're on so many platforms. I actually have had 26 accounts that have been removed on 10 platforms. So I've had to go through multiple different. Lemon 8 comes out. I have to learn how to do it. Threads comes out because we're only on social media. We're not on Amazon. We're not on any other platform than our own website. And we only talk on podcasting, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube. So all those platforms. That's the only place RogersHood is.
Talk about your water real quick.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
you only drink out of glass.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if I have to travel and they only have plastic, I'm going to do Icelandic or Evian. Those are the two that have tested the best. Unfortunately, Mountain Valley did not test well this year. And so they're one that's in glass. I'm thinking they're working on their filter system. Okay. I'm pretty adamant about my water. I have a little PTSD from water because warm water is what made my husband and I so much sick.
I'll get you every time.
Oh, every time. I never had to think that I was going to learn what microns were and like how to filter. Now, when I was younger, I was allergic to chlorine, so I always carried a filter around with me. And so anybody that had me visit them would always have a really nice filter on their shower head. So I've always been pretty particular about my water because it's really been, I get rashes and stuff. So water in particular is like your foundation. You really need to have good water. You need to step into the world of good water if you're starting a healing journey. Aphora is my favorite water. I talk about it all the time. I'm friends with them. It is a hydrogenated, it has some ozone, it's 8.5, it's medical grade, so you can actually carry it through TSA. It's clean. He puts frequencies in it, and he also runs it over rose quartz so that you get an additional oomph in your body so that your frequency stays at a level. And it's alive, so you really don't have to drink as much water to help hydrate your cells. A lot of us that have drank dead water are not even hydrating, so you're just feeling thirstier while you're drinking it. And there aren't in the glass, there isn't forever chemicals and there isn't forever plastic.
Do you buy it by the case?
Yeah, I buy that by the case. In fact, they actually sent us a bunch of cases of water while we were here. I bought some, and then they doubled our order because we're doing an event tomorrow, and then I have so many people here. I usually like hand it out to everybody. I'm obsessed with water. It's an obsession.
So is that the ultimate hangover cure right there?
Yes. Yeah, I'll drink it right before I go to bed, and then I drink it right when I wake up, and it detoxifies your cells. So sometimes you might get a little die-offs after drinking really good quality water. Aphora. Yeah. So Ken is the owner. He's awesome. We just finished interviewing him in Santa Barbara. We went to Santa Barbara, and you can soak in water. Again, going back to that philosophy, that 2 cups of water.
What if I put that powder in a bathtub of that water?
Heck yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
That would be the best. I want to do that. Oh man, where can I do that? Yeah. We soaked in it and you feel great. Really? I mean, we're building. We're builders. My husband and I have built 5 buildings ourselves, including our shop. And now we're building like a ranch outside of Lake Tahoe. And we're going to have Aphora water in our pool and in our cold plunge and our hot tub so that you can soak in it and basically biohack
How do you maintain it? Or does it need to be maintained?
Yeah, they have a whole spa system.
Okay.
And it doesn't use any chlorine or it's its own system. I've never seen anything like it. It's a little more pricey, but you don't have chemicals in your water. And then everybody gets to absorb good water. You know, while you're swimming, you're actually helping your body. It's like a mineral bath, right? It's very similar to that.
Okay.
So you're absorbing everything. And everything that's in that water. And I think that people forget how much our bodies absorb. I do a lot of patches for my nutrients because the body absorbs so much better out of the skin. So that's kind of why the Fulvic's so great, because you're not just detoxifying, but you're actually putting nutrients back in your body as well while you're pushing things out.
It's amazing.
It is.
Well, Kim, I really appreciate your time. This has been one of my favorite ones for sure.
Oh,
I feel enlightened.
Good.
Could you leave us with your last minute, I'm going to say, health tips? Like, okay, if you haven't, cleansed, you did this cleanser and pair it with, X, Y, and Z, like just a quick snapshot to the novice on what you would recommend.
I recommend starting with the RogersHood lymphatic kit. It's called Lymph because it's going to open up your pathways. It has lion's mane and turkey tail like we talked about. It also has cat's claw in it to help repair your DNA that's been damaged by environmental toxins that we're all exposed to every day. Do that 2 weeks prior to your parasite cleanse. You'll have a much better parasite cleanse, and you keep taking it during it. You can keep taking it after. Supplements that make you feel good, keep taking them.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for your time. I
really
appreciate it, Kim.
Thank you so much.
This has been great. Yes, ma'am. All right.